How long should a panel discussion be? 30 minutes? 45, 60, 90? My name is Kristin Arnold, and I am a master facilitator and a leading authority on moderating panel discussions, and I get asked this question a lot. Let's find out, really, how long panel discussions should last. In this video, I'm going to share exactly what those factors are, as well as some guidelines that will help you determine the best duration for your panel discussion. Let's dive right in. When deciding on the duration for your next panel discussion, there's a couple of factors that you need to consider. The first is the complexity of the topic. If it's a fairly simple, straightforward topic, then a shorter panel would be fine. If it's got more complexity or there's a desire to go deeper into the topic, well, then you might want to allocate more time. Think about the number of the panelists that you have. The ideal number is somewhere between 3 and 4. So if you've got a 30-minute panel, that gives each panelist maybe 7-8 minutes to chat. If you have a larger number of panelists, you probably want to have a longer duration of a panel so that you at least give the opportunity for all of your panelists to say something meaningful. Another factor to consider is the expertise of your panelists. You know, experts, they know a lot about the topic. And when you have deep experts and you know who they are when you start talking to them in preparation for the panel, they tend to tell you how to build a watch versus tell you the time. So knowing that you might have some panelists who are a little bit more verbose than others, you might want to have a longer duration for your panel. What about audience Q&A? Do you want audience Q&A? Not all panels have audience Q&A. For example, a 30-minute panel, probably you won't have the traditional audience Q&A format because that's usually a good amount of time, is at least 10 minutes. So that means you've only got 20 minutes for your panel. I don't know if that will work for you. So depending on whether you're going to have a Q&A or not, your panel discussion will probably be longer. Finally, you want to ask yourself, what's the level of audience engagement that you want? You can have audience engagement from the get-go where you have people talking to each other at the beginning, in the middle, during, at the end, after the panel, what are their key takeaways, and you can tell that that will expand the amount of time that you need for your panel. So think about how much audience engagement and what types of audience engagement you want to use. So I'm curious, I've just listed a bunch of factors. Is there another factor that you consider when you're trying to figure out how long you want your panel discussion to be? I'd love to hear from you. Just put it in the notes section below. And while you're there, you know, it'd be nice if you just like this video and maybe subscribe to this video series. So once you've considered these factors, you then want to pick the amount of time. Now, here are some guidelines for the amount of time for, let's say, a 30-minute panel. So a 30 to 45-minute panel, it's great for smaller engagements, webinars, meetings. It's suitable for a singular topic, pretty specific, and probably not any audience Q&A. So that's 30, 45 minutes where you have 3 or 4 panelists. 45 to 60 minutes, it's a focused topic. You probably have 3, 4, maybe even 5 panelists with limited audience engagement and even possibly limited Q&A. 60 to 75 minutes allows for a more in-depth discussion. So maybe the topic is a little bit more complex. Maybe you've got some more audience engagement. Maybe you want an extended Q&A session. And then there's 75 to 90, where you've got multiple panelists, you've got multiple different ways that you're engaging with the audience. Maybe it's an in-depth topic. There's a lot that you can do in 75 to 90 minutes in a panel discussion. You can simply use these as a guideline for deciding how long you want your panel discussion to last. I hope that this was helpful. And if you're interested, I invite you to subscribe to our 7-part free video series on how to moderate a panel discussion. You can find out more at www.howtomoderateapanel.com. Thanks for watching.